Hi guys, welcome to another audio video, and I'll be reading Judges 21 of the King James Version Bible, and it reads, Now the men of Israel had sworn in Mizpeh, saying, There shall not any of us give his daughter unto Benjamin to wife. And the people came to the house of God and abode there till even before God, and lifted up their voices and wept sore, and said, O Lord God of Israel, why is this come to pass in Israel, that there should be today one tribe lacking in Israel? And it came to pass on the morrow that the people rose early and built there an altar and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the children of Israel said, Who is there among all the tribes of Israel that came not up with the congregation unto the Lord? For they had made a great oath concerning him that came not up to the Lord to Mizpeh, saying, He shall surely be put to death. And the children of Israel repented them for Benjamin their brother, and said, There is one tribe cut off from Israel this day. How shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing we have sworn by the Lord that we will not give them of our daughters to wives? And they said, What is there of the tribes of Israel that came not up to Mizpeh to the Lord? And behold, there came none of the camp from Jahaz Gilead. Jabesh Gilead to the assembly, for the people were numbered, and behold, there were none of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead there. And the congregation sent thither 12,000 men of the valiantest, and commanded them, saying, Go and smite the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, with the women and the children. And this is the thing that ye shall do. Ye shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that hath lain by man. And they found among the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead 400 young virgins that had known no man by lying with any male, and they brought them unto the camp to Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock Rimmon, and to call peaceably unto them. And Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them wives which they had saved alive of the women of Jabesh Gilead, and yet so they sufficed them not. And the people repented them for Benjamin, because that the Lord had made a breach in the tribes of Israel. Then the elders of the congregation said, How shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing the women are destroyed out of Benjamin? And they said, There must be an inheritance for them that be escaped of Benjamin, that a tribe be not destroyed out of Israel. Howbeit we may not give them wives of our daughters. For the children of Israel have sworn, saying, Cursed be he that giveth a wife to Benjamin. Then they said, Behold, there is a feast of the Lord in Shiloh yearly, in a place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goeth up from Bethel to Shechem, and unto the south of Lebanon. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, Go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and see, and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances, then come ye out of the vineyards, and catch you every man his wife of the daughters of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. And it shall be, when their fathers or their brethren come unto us to complain, that we will say unto them, Be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserved not to each man his wife in the war. For ye did not give unto them at this time, that ye should be guilty. And the children of Benjamin did so, and took them wives according to their number, of them that danced, whom they caught. And they went and returned unto their inheritance, and repaired the cities, and dwelt in them. And the children of Israel departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe, and to his family, and they went out from thence, every man to his inheritance. In those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. Alright guys, so here we see where the children of Israel said that they were now separated from the tribe of Benjamin, and because of what they did, okay, to the traveler from Mount Ephraim. And here they are, that they're severed from the children of Israel, being that they swore unto the Lord that they would not give their wives, their daughters, as wives unto the tribe of Benjamin. And so we see where they still felt for their brother Benjamin, the tribe of Benjamin, right? In that they saw that there were not many women among them, right? To become wives to the men. So they didn't want them to suffer, and for the tribe not to continue, because they would not give their daughters unto them. And so they tried their best to try to find a way to get wives for the men of the tribe of Benjamin. And they devised ways in which to do so. Okay? We see where they went into cities, and they decided that Jabesh Gilead, they went there, and they decided that they would actually slay any woman, every man and woman of the city, but only the women that actually laid with a man, that were virgins, that couldn't become wives to the men of the tribe of Benjamin. But that still didn't suffice in granting every man of the tribe of Benjamin a wife. So what they did was, they went to find another means. Anybody that came up, any female that came up once a year from Shiloh, was it? That came up to Shiloh, then they would actually, if the women danced there, then they would give them to wife unto Benjamin. They could take them, they didn't give them. So basically, kidnap. That sounds like kidnapping to me, I'm sorry. So they could take them, and then when it is that their families come to inquire of them, then they would ask them not to be upset with them, but to grant them their daughters to become wives. And that shows that even though they were severed from Benjamin, and they made a vow not to give them their daughters, they still felt for their brother, the tribe of Benjamin, and they still wanted to see good for them. And that showed that they indeed were somewhat still connected to God to a certain capacity. Okay? Because we see that they seeked out God in what they were doing. They were fearful of God because they made a pledge, they made a vow, and they decided to stand by it. Even though it said that this was a time when there was no king in Israel, just the same. Okay? And where everybody did as they saw fit in their own eyes. Marking, which was something that was done when the children of Israel had utterly turned their backs on God and forsook God. But it's showing up to that time where they were completely severed from God themselves, where they reached a point where they were worshiping false idols. Okay, so this was before that time, but it was leading up until that time. That is what I got from just the fact that in 25 it says that in those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. That basically shows that that's the marking of where they started to fall short of the glory of God and started to become, severed from God little by little until they basically did not know God any longer and just did as they pleased and served their false gods. Okay, so this probably shows how it is that they got to that point where they were basically severed from God. That's what I see from this. This is showing what led up to that happening. Okay, this is giving us a breakdown of what actually occurred to get them to that place. Okay, and I mean, somewhat, I think it's to let us understand why they arrived at the point that they were, like a few chapters ago, where they were completely severed from God, where they are just worshiping other gods, doing as they felt was right within their own, within themselves, in their own subjective thoughts. Okay, and that's what I get from this. But it's good to see that at this point they were still loving towards their fellow brethren. Okay, even though Benjamin did unjustly unto the traveler from South Ephraim, yes, they still wanted to deal fairly with them nonetheless, and that says a lot. Okay, alright guys, nothing too much here to reveal, so I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay, but guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification so you're alerted whenever a new audio video is posted. And guys, please don't forget to leave your thoughts, your revelations, and your comments down below in the comment section. Have yourselves a blessed day. Remember to keep your salvation, and if you've not yet gained it, then seek it. There's no better time to begin than the present. Have yourselves a blessed day. Bye.